Hi, this is Megan Chapman, and this is the Tuesday Studio Video Visit. Thank you so much for joining me. As you can see today, we're not in the studio, although I have already been to the studio today. I felt like doing something a little bit different with you all. As you can see on the screen, we are visiting the National Gallery website, and I had an idea that I would like to take about 5 minutes, make very short little videos. You know how that works out. Quick videos talking about a few of the paintings that are inspirational to me. Some things you might assume, and some things you might be surprised by. So this is the painting I have chosen for the very first one of these videos, and as just a matter of note taking, I decided to leave that you can see this painting at the National Gallery in London, and you can see it on their website as well. And I'm just using this momentarily for a very quick video. So let's see here. For those of you who aren't familiar with this painting, this is St. George and the Dragon, and this is by Paolo Uccello. And this is a painting that has been in my mind since I was a very, very young child. And and I wish I could tell you the name of the book that I first saw it in. It will come to me, and when I remember, I'll put it in the credits. In my family, we had the first book out of a series of sort of mystical beast and things. Every now and then the book will show up on the internet, and people will be like, oh wow, we had those books too. So anyhow, this painting was in one of the very kind of first pages at the start of the book, and as a little girl I would stare at it forever, and I was just captured by it. Of course, I was not familiar with the story of St. George and the Dragon. You'll see I'm looking over here because I do have a few notes. Of course, I studied this painting then, like practically, I don't know, 15, 20 years later when I'm in art school. And I'm like, oh, that painting. Yeah, I love that one. But I didn't really know the story behind it or much, of course, about the artist. So this piece dates from 1470, and it's just it's oil on canvas. And just for size reference wise, it's 55.6 centimeters by 74.2 centimeters, and that's about 21.9 inches, and 29.2 inches the other direction. So I could tell you all the Wikipedia entry, or I could give you an art history feeling about it, or we could talk about the story of behind the piece. But what I really wanted to do is share what captivated me about the piece, and other paintings like it, and perhaps how they influenced my work as a painter, and the kind of art that captivates me. I mean, for one thing, as a child, you can see this is a very dramatic image. There's a lot going on here to process. It's quite brutal and it's violent. And what's not to like, what's not captivating about that kind of an image? And, as well as we have a princess with a dragon, but the dragon is on a leash. And I always, really, I don't know, there's something about that. And the way the dragon is looking up at, St. George there, making a wonderful diagonal. I mean, this is again the strength of the painting. Looking at his slayer, and I just think, where do I begin? So you'll have to forgive me because this is the first time I'm attempting one of these videos. There's so many great things about this painting, and I particularly like this version of it. There are many versions of this painting, but because this is the first version I ever saw of this painting, and because I saw it at such an impressionable age, this one will always be my favorite, and this one always encapsulates this, story for me in painting and in art history. So we see it's just so interesting because the George with his stake, he is not making eye contact with the dragon. The dragon's making eye contact with him. I, of course, as a little girl, felt sorry for the dragon because I just thought, oh, well, this must be, her pet. Because she's got him on a leash because, in my childhood mind, I walk my dog, so she's just walking her dragon. And who's this jerk who came by and speared it so brutally? And then you can see the blood coming down. And I was going to see if we can make this just a little bit bigger so you can see some of the, I'm not sure if my technology will work for that. So, just look at this. Its tongue is hanging out. Look at these wonderful teeth. There's the blood dripping into the ground. Just incredible. But, very humanoid eyes, I think. They have a lot of personality in those eyes. And I also think I remember feeling that this was quite violent, that it looked like this dragon is being stabbed up the nose, impaled through its nose, And I thought, oh, that's just awful. But look at these wonderful details in this piece. It's just phenomenal. And as a child, there is just so much to look at. As an adult, there is so much to look at. I have to be honest, I haven't really delved into this. And of course, these days, all these gorgeous pieces of art on websites that you can really, really get into. Look how beautiful these circular forms of different colors. This is on the outside wing of the dragon, and this is the interior wing of the dragon. It's beautiful. Now, I know we're supposed to feel like George is saving her from the dragon, but honestly, she's got it on a leash, and the way she's holding out her hand like that, to me, if you're gonna meme this, she's kind of like, what the fuck, George? Why did you why'd you do that? So yeah, does she look relieved? Does she look like, oh, thank God, you got here just in time? Of course, I just really want to look at the picture and just, again, the line quality, these gorgeous, the color of the leash, this almost wonderful teal, it matches her dress. Just, of course, the drapery, her, wonderful long neck, head, all of this, it's just gorgeous. And then the cave, the angles, what a beautiful image. The color palette, all of it. And I will say, the horse is kind of like, what, oh, he looks like a wee boy. He probably was, but he just looks like a wee boy. And then this is what happens to me all the time. I go whoosh, like dragon, oh, and then I go whoosh, right back here, And I do that all the time with paintings from around this time period. Go to the mountains, go to the hills, go to that gorgeous Gothic backdrop. I want to go. And these paintings are so amazing in the sense of depth, in the perspective, in all of the things that they're playing around with, learning about, exploring, perfecting. But I just want to, ooh, what's happening back here? Or, oh, let's go into this forest back here. And the treetops, ooh, but there's a storm a-brewing. Dun, dun, dun. Of course, this implies the divine, because this is St. George. This is the divine up above him. So this is a divine happening here we're witnessing. And I mean, the colors are just sublime. But you know, when you really look at, say, his armor, it's really just a wisp of reality. I'm not getting very much thickness or depth exactly in this, but it's so modern too. Just these shapes are so modern and futuristic, in this gothic wonder. And I know there are 1,000 other people who could talk to you about this painting and teach you the real stuff and the things you're supposed to think and the things you're supposed to feel. And I'm all for that because I've sat in all of their lectures and I love them. And I love that kind of information. Right now, off the top of my head, I can't really do that with you right this minute, but I can emphatically share my love of this image and the images of, at the same time I was looking at a lot of Hieronymus Bosch as a young child, and the forms and the shapes stayed with me forever. And some of these shapes are similar in nature to me. This brutal, I mean, this dragon is, look at these legs, these two legs and this body dipping down, and oh, the colors, the tones, the entire composition, the mathematics of it, which of course we know that Uccello is a mathematician as well, and it shows. Oh, and there's a sliver of a moon. Just impeccable, this piece. And so that's really what I wanted to share with you, is just the deep excitement I have when I look at these pieces now, but I'm also kind of remembering the excitement and wonder and fear that I had looking at them as a small child. And just the depth, the places that your eye can go. And that's the mastery and the mathematics and the skill and the perspective and just how everything is working in concert to give you this push-pull depth experience. But then here we are, they're very also flat and in the foreground too, because hey, you're not supposed to be doing like what I do. You're not supposed to run to the hills. You're not supposed to go hang out in the forest or think about the cave back there. We're supposed to be paying attention to St. George slaying the dragon. He's saving the princess. We're supposed to be all in this story, this drama. Yes, this is back here, but don't look at it. Look, this is even forming a barrier. Is that the jousting stick? Apologies, I am ignorant in so much, but I do have a lot of passion. But look at this. It is diagonal. It's telling you, wait. Your eyeball stops here. We follow this here. We go here. We look at this, and then we connect her. So we've got these swooping forms, the diagonal, the three main characters in the foreground. Oh, but yeah, come on back and look over here, because my tail, the dragon's tail, is taking you back here too, because we have to take you back here so that you can come into the clouds and into this divine moment. So it's all here for me. This painting is just impeccable wonder, mystery, darkness, everything beautiful and exciting and enthralling. So that's what I want to leave you today with the Tuesday Studio video visit. If you like this kind of video, please let me know and I'll record another one. Yes, I should do some more research or refresh my mind, most likely. But on the same time, I want to just talk about art and not be afraid to talk about art because I want you to talk about art and not be afraid to talk about art. You don't have to have all the facts. You don't have to know everything about it to enjoy it, to get excited by it, to make up stories around it. And then you can learn it more later and fill in the gaps later. But for now, let's just spend some time with some of this amazing art. So that's what I've got for you on the Tuesday studio video visit. I will be back in the studio on Thursday and with more to tell you on the Friday studio blog. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you again next week. All right, bye. And bye.